Alright guys, so how's she going today? So here's a little, I guess a trail update. I've been working on our trail down here in the woods. It's been slow going. Well, let's see, I think I've had, blocks everywhere here going through the trail. I had one right here. You can see the mess, because this wasn't too bad. It was a little bit worse right here. Kind of just threw out the thing I had a little bit here and there to fuck with. But we're at the Granddaddy Mall right now. And I don't really pick at this. I mean, I don't stay out here for hours and hours and hours. I've only been out here for 30 minutes. And I get wore out. So I had a block pretty much right where Big Red's at. You can see all the logs and stuff I've had to push out of the way. Of course, I cut up a lot of it, and so since Big Red to there, this is how much I've cleaned out. And yeah, unfortunately, since I'm doing it all by myself, I get wore out quick. I'm not really into much for hardcore labor like this. So I got a ways to go yet. I got to get through this mess before I can get to the big log, the big tree. And even then, I don't know if I'm going to get done before winter. The problem is, if I clean it out as far as up to the tree, and I don't get the tree out of the way, well then what's going to happen is there's going to be another reblock here again. And then I'm going to have to punch through it all over again. Because the water will probably most likely push all of this stuff that I have cut up. And all this stuff here I'd cut up. It'll probably just push it right back into here again. And I'm right back to re-cleaning it again. So I need to get this cleaned out. And get this tree out of here. So if the trash does get picked up again, it'll probably get pushed further down, and then it won't be here again. And I have no clue what's over there for anything, because this was from a few years ago. I guess this tree fell, and then I never got to cleaning it. And then since I left it, the mess just started working its way back that way. So then I'm having to fight, all the way through this. So I don't know what's down there. It looks like for at least a couple hundred feet there, it looks like it's okay. I mean, I'm sure I'll run into a tree branch or something, small ones, along the way. But it would be nice to get this cleaned up before winter. But I don't know. It's going to start getting, it's fairly warm today. It's about 70 degrees, so it's not bad. But I think it's supposed to kind of slowly start dipping down a little bit. We had our first frost, I think, last night, or the night before. I think that was the night before. So any flowers and stuff that were left out, they're dead now. We still left our I think it's our pumpkin plant that we had still growing. That thing's dead now. But the pumpkins weren't done growing on it yet. We have one that's starting to turn yellow, so I know, or starting to turn orange, I should say. So I know that thing's about done, but the rest of them, I don't think they're quite done yet. So I don't know. We just seem to be getting earlier frosts all the time, so it's getting hard to grow anything, it seems like. So, for us anyway. But this is where a bobcat would pay off. I think this is where a track loader would be better, but then I don't want to deal with tracks either, because tracks are expensive once they wear out. Like the whole thing, not just the rubber tracks, but the framing of it, and the rollers and all that stuff. That gets to be expensive when you need to have it replaced. So I think I'd have to bite the bullet and just deal with a skid steer, like a wheeled machine. You know, because what I want to do is, you know, like all this trash here, this all could just be pushed right down the bank, and then the flood can, I mean, the flood will probably push it back up again. But you know what, if you get it down there enough, long enough where the grass can grow up, and then when the grass dies, it'll kind of grab onto it, and it'll kind of hold it in place. But yeah, a track loader would be, or I mean a skid steer would be a hell of a lot nicer than this. I wish I had the money to rent one for even just a day. A day I could have this done. I could probably even have all this shit pushed down the bank and leave it. You know, that there too, that all could be pushed up further in there. So, but yeah. But I haven't touched it, I don't think, for about a week. I think I go out here I've been trying to go out here at least once a week to do something, but, you know, we're getting summer. I think now, if I wait, I imagine by next week there'll probably be a couple of inches of snow on the ground, but I'm hoping by next week, if I come out here next week, I could have at least this out of here, and then maybe the following week, we could at least have this tree cut up. The main thing actually would be just to get the tree to cut up. Get it cut up, and then when something hits it, or if the flood hits it, then maybe the flood will just carry it away for me. That's what I could be doing, I guess. You know, let's just cut the big tree up, and then maybe the flood will carry it, you know, or move it for me. But, yeah. And there's fucking beer bottles and glass down here like crazy, so I gotta be careful about that. I have to pick that up and get rid of it. There's another fucking beer bottle down in there, and there was a clear bottle I threw over there. It was down in that pile. An old tire. So, but I don't know. Wish I had money to rent a skid steer, even just for a day. It'd be nice, because I think within a day I could have this out and be done with it. I wouldn't even have to waste my freaking time cutting it with the saw. And then I got all this crap here on the ground that you got to drive over, which that probably wouldn't really affect Big Red. But I know that over time it would sink into the ground or rot and disappear, but I don't know. It would just be nice to get it out of here, and then I guess see how much further I can drive. Get down in there, but if there's another block down there, which I'm sure there probably is, I'm probably not going to get to it this year, but it's getting to be a mess down here because nobody's maintaining the trails, and this is what happens when you don't clean them right away. But, you know, I guess that first year I just didn't feel like doing anything, so then now I'm paying for it because I'm getting to have a freaking mess everywhere now. But like I said, this is where a skid steer would pay off, or a track loader, or something, you know. But yeah, I guess it would be nice if maybe Bobcat would sponsor my channel, because you know what, they would let me have some stuff for free, I guess, you know, to try out for a little while. And, well, here's where one of your new skid steers would pay off. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to bring a brand new machine down here though either, you know, something that's worth close to 100,000, because whew, you know, it'll just get all dinged up and scratched, and probably pop a tire here and there, I'm sure of it. And I'm sure Bobcat would get tired of putting new tires on a machine, you know, because it would be hard to baby stuff down here when you have to do that. So it would be pretty much just impossible. But I don't know. A used one would be nice too, I guess, or something, you know, just to not care about. That's what I was kind of hoping to get, was to get a good used one. I could get a, you know, like an S330 or something, you know, for probably like 15,000 or a little bit less. It just kind of depends on the things you want and how good of a shape you want one in. For me, I probably wouldn't care if it had some dings and scratches in the paint, because it's going to get worse anyway. It's just, the tires are what I'm worried about, so. Well, I guess another option would be too, is you could come down here with those airless tires that don't have any air in them. I don't know, Bobcat, I think Bobcat makes some, but I know a couple other companies make them as well. You don't have to worry about them. You stab them with something, they just keep on and going. So, but yeah, it would be nice to have a skid steer or something down here. And it would probably only take a couple hours. I probably would have this done in 20 minutes, because, you grab it and push it and just push it off into the corner or something and leave it. You can be done with it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, if Bobcat watches this video, hey, you want to, sponsor, if you want me to test your products, you can sponsor my channel and give me some free equipment to try out. Skid steer would be nice. I could get away with an excavator if they wanted me to demo one of those, but I don't know. I guess it'd be okay down here too. It'd be a slow drive down here, but a skid steer can really get up and go. So, yeah. This is where I wish Bobcat, or even John Deere or somebody would sponsor me. I was like, hey, give me, hey, this guy could use some machinery. You see that with like how farms work, and that one farmer from Minnesota. I forget his damn YouTube channel, but he's sponsored by like WD-40 and Walker Farms. They're sponsored by Case IH. But you know what? They're all big time fucking YouTubers, so that's why they get away with it. They get to have sponsors. But us little guys, we don't get sponsored until we hit like 1 million freaking subscribers. Which I think is stupid, because you should really give the little guys a chance too. Because for one, it helps us grow our channel, and two, we can test your products for you, and and put them in a real world scenario, and and like I said, it helps us grow too. So I bet you if Bobcat sponsored this channel and said, hey, let's give this guy a brand new skid steer to try to destroy, let's let him have something, and see if he can break it. I mean, coming down here and pushing trees, I ain't gonna break nothing. But, well, I could break a window. Could break a headlight, tail light. Could smash the back door, I guess. I mean, there's lots of ways I guess of smashing shit, but, yeah. Where's my sponsorship? Where the hell like, no, I guess I got to be at a certain subscribers, which I guess is probably like 1 million, which I think is kind of stupid, because, sure, there's more people viewing your stuff that way, but they don't even have to be sponsored by Case IH. If they just go buy something from Case IH, and I know they have the money to do it if they really want to do it, like, especially from Walker Farms, and they bought right now they got that new Case IH tractor they're demoing. Well, if they bought that thing, I'm just saying, if they bought it, out of their own pocket, Case IH should be happy about that, because for one, you got a big time YouTuber buying something from their product, buying one of their products, and it's free advertising, kind of, it's like, how it is. So, another thing too, I've had this Polaris Sportsman for 10 years, and Polaris has never bothered to sponsor my channel. Of course, not that they probably, because I mean, there's millions of people like me on YouTube, I'm sure, that have these things, but there's not really too many YouTubers that I see that actually make videos on these things. I mean, there's a dozen or so, but there's not too many out there. So But yeah, I see how it is, though. It's just, they sponsor all the big guys because it's more money in their pocket and they get better products, or they get more people wanting to buy their products, I guess you could say, and stuff like that. Well, not many. I can guarantee you about 90% of those YouTubers that are subscribed to Walker's Farm, they're non-farmers. They're people learning how farms work, how each farm is different from the other. It's just normal people like me. Yeah, I have a small farm. It's just like a little hobby farm kind of thing, but it's still a farm. And I don't have tons of money to go buy brand new stuff. And it's the same way with a lot of those YouTubers that are watching, like, how farms work and Walker Farms and all these other big YouTubers. Half of those, about 90% of those people are probably just normal people like me, and it's just kind of whatever. So I hear a lawnmower. Somebody's mowing their grass, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, I wish Bobcat or somebody would, hell, even John Deere, they could, John Deere should definitely be sponsoring my channel, considering what my name is, my YouTube name. So, got to give them some credit there, It's like, well, I'm using one of your freaking tractors as my damn name, my YouTube channel name, really, if you think about it. So, but since I'm just a low count subscriber or YouTuber, they just look right over you. They're like, fuck you. So, but yeah, if I had good money, I guess, to rent one for a day, this would be, it'd be a good way to test their products and get stuff done, and look at how farms work. They demoed a what the hell is it, JCB or something, teleskid, and they liked it so much they actually ended up buying it. They actually ended up keeping it. So worked good for them. Of course, I'd never be able to keep anything because it just, it's beyond, I don't have that kind of money. So, but yeah, I don't know. Just kind of gets old, I guess. You got all these big YouTubers, they're getting stuff handed to them left and right for free. And here we are, little people, little YouTubers, and we get fuck all. I'm sitting here moving trees by hand and cutting them up with a chainsaw. And I should be getting, look at Steel. I bought a brand new saw from them. This was a brand new saw. I bought it brand new. Where's my sponsorship from them? Same thing with Big Red. All the stuff in the John Deere. I have a John Deere lawnmower. Bought all that shit fucking brand new as well. And no sponsorship from any of them. So, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice, I guess. It would be nice to get some free stuff to try out. But knowing that's never going to happen. So wishful thinking, I guess. But whatever. But yeah, this is what I've been doing. About once a week. I don't think I came out here last week. I don't really remember, but I figured at least once a week would be good enough, unless I feel like coming out here a second time. But I think I'm pretty much done for now. I'm getting wore out, and so. But yeah. So yeah, there's not much left, but it's just the point that you're doing it all by your freaking self, and it takes a lot longer. Like, it looks like a lot of this I can just pick up and just throw. I don't have to cut it up, but I got one big log here that needs to get cut up. I had another one. I already picked that off. And then I got to get to this big monster guy, which is what kind of screwed me over in the first place. But you can tell it's been down for a while. Its leaves are, it's just dead. So, yeah. Imagine all the stuff will just pile right back up here again. And I think that those trees there are what's kind of screwing me over too. Nothing I can do with them because they're just so bloody tall. I never could cut them down. They would have to come down on their own. So But if they do come down on their own, hopefully they go with the trails, and that way they don't get hung up. Because if they fall that way, well, then they're hung up in the other trees. Then it's just going to have to be, you know, make sure you don't get crushed by them every time you drive under them. So, but yeah, not much left, but it doesn't look like much. But yeah, I think I can probably get at least through most of this next time I come down here. I'm probably not going to get through it all, but probably doesn't look that bad on camera, but it's bad enough. But I'm getting closer. I've gotten, let's say about maybe 3 or 4 feet closer to this big guy now. So, guess if I can get him out of here before winter hits, I guess I'm getting somewhere then. Until another big tree comes down and makes another freaking cluster F mess of a mess, but who knows. So, but yeah, it was just a few years ago I was coming down here with my redneck roller, and I had all this stuff rolled nice and wide, and that's another thing too. I'm only making the trail as wide as Big Red, which is not the way I wanted to do it. I mean, there is plenty of room here, but you know, when you don't have a bobcat, you know, or a skid steer to push them further away, you get them piling up close to the trail like that, you know, and then you can't make your trail wide. See, now, like back in the day, back when we had hunters on this land, he actually maintained the trail, and he had, I guess it would have been like from this tree, I guess, to whatever would be the next closest tree, I suppose, you know, something like them. He actually had all this turned under. It was all just pure dirt. You know, because he wanted it clean, so if the deer came through here, he could pick them off. You know. And that's what I miss. Because I remember long time ago, me and my grandma, we actually walked this whole thing, and it was just all dirt. You know, and it was real nice. It was clean. It just looked real nice. Now we're getting some kind of, it looks like a bush or climby tree thing growing everywhere. It's taking everything out now. You can see it over there. That looks like some kind of a crawly plant. So, but yeah, this all used to be, you know, from the closest tree to the other closest tree. It was all cleaned up. It was just dirt. And of course, now down there it's messed up because the hill, I think the hill either got eaten away or the hill actually got put there. I don't really remember what was there before. But ever since that big massive flood of 97, I think that's what really did it. It screwed up that end down there. So you'd have to take a cat down there and blade it all, you know, smooth again. I just think I killed a freaking mosquito and had blood in it. Fucking hell. Bullshit. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I even had it, that last year I did anything down here, I had it rolled. Of course, but you can only do that on the rainy days because the grass wouldn't stay bent over unless it was wet. It still worked out fairly well for most stuff. Trees, it wouldn't do anything to them. They would just bounce right back up. But then the very last thing that I did, and I remember this because I was able to get almost to the end, but we had another pile of crap down in there. But I think it's gone now. I think the water pushed it away. But we put a pile of junk down there to keep the trespassers from coming through. But I think that's actually gone now. I don't know where the hell it went. It probably went to Canada for all the hell I know. But I know a little bit before that, there was another small pile, and I was able to, you know, make a big turnaround. And I actually came down here with a little cultivator that we had, and I wasn't really, I was trying to get it back to being dirt again, but it was really just more or less to help kind of, you know, pull the weeds out. And that's another nice thing about a skid steer is, you know, once you clean all this out really nice. If I had to sneeze there, you could actually just come in here with a regular dirt bucket and just scrape the trail, you know, dig the weeds out. Just kind of put it so the tip of the bucket is just half inch into the soil or whatever, and just keep going until the bucket's full, and then just go push it off into the corner or something, you know. So this is where a skid steer would be really nice to have right now. Something, you know, a dirt bucket and then another bucket with a grapple, so you can grab these big logs and pull them out. But I probably should have something with airless tires on it, because tires ain't cheap once you pop them. So, but yeah. But in the wintertime, you could use some regular tires, you know, because I wouldn't mind using it to push snow with it for a few months too, just to see how it goes. But yeah, this is where if Bobcat or something would sponsor my channel, this is, you know, this right here is a good reason why they should. Because I've had to do this since the freaking beginning back there, which is, I'm probably a little over halfway. Well, about halfway. No, a little over halfway, because the bridge is right there. I would say I'm probably about, you know, 60% of the way. But it was kind of it wasn't so bad over there, but, you know, it's still a lot. You know, when you got to do it by hand. And of course, you can't use Big Red because there's nothing here. They don't make any kind of attachments that are good for a wheeler like this. So, but I'm not going to walk this whole freaking bloody thing. But, I mean, I'm never going to be able to make this trail as wide as I want it until I get a skid steer. I know somebody said to come down here with my big tractor. Well, yeah, I can do that. But one thing is, I don't have a loader on it yet. And two, I don't want to pop tires. And those tires are even more expensive than a skid steer tire is. So yeah, here's my turnaround point. So this is where that blockage started. And it's kind of just been a fight every inch of the way. But then, you know, you've had some rest of the way too, and a little bit here and there. And looks like we had another tree come down. But yeah, see, there's still stuff like this laying around, and, you know, like if you had a skid steer, you can just pull it up and be done with it. But you got to do it by freaking hand. Yeah, it gets a little old and irritating, and then kind of just want to give up after a while. But yeah, this used to be all trail. And in the center of it was kind of right here, kind of thing. So, yeah. I guess if Bobcat or even John Deere should see this and they want to give me a machine to try out for a few months or whatever, you know, contact me. I don't really have any contact information, so you just have to leave a comment, I guess, on my channel or something. So yeah, I don't really have any, I guess, like a contact Hotmail or Gmail open for YouTube, because I don't expect anybody to ever, you know, say, hey, you want to test our shit. So I don't waste my fucking time with it. If you're determined enough to sponsor my channel, you can get a hold of me through my YouTube channel, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you then, I guess. But yeah, would be nice. Have a skid steer down here or something, you know, and just push it all down the hill and pretend you've never seen it before. So, but yeah, that's what's going to probably take the rest of this fall, just to get through this freaking mess. Looks like there's a little bit behind that after that, but it ain't gonna be too terrible. But yeah, I definitely miss having our trail. So definitely would like to get it back and keep it back too. There's like a tree branch there kind of broke. But yeah, I guess if John Deere or Bobcat or JCB, I guess, or whoever wants to sponsor my channel and give me a free machine to try out for a month or two or whatever, you know, this is just one of those things it would definitely be doing for me. pushing trees, keeping the trail open. And would be nice if it was large enough so we could feed round bales, because we got a few cattle too, and so it's got to be large enough to move around bales and then push some snow. Maybe some, cow poo, if we have to, because that won't be until spring, and by then the machine will probably be gone. But yeah, I don't know. Probably not, because I don't want to get it covered in poo, because then I got to clean it. So, because I'm not going to really send back a shitty machine, so. But yeah, this is why I think Bobcat should sponsor my channel, because, this is what it would go to. But I'd feel kind of bad about bringing a brand new machine down here, That's just kind of another thing too. Even though it's their stuff, that's just the thing, it's their stuff, and they might get a little pissed off if it's got scratch and dings in it, but I mean, yeah. So I don't know. But I've seen worse. I've seen people do worse things to skid steers. This ain't even half of the shit I've seen. I've seen people roll brand new machines for no freaking reason. So, but yeah, I mean, like all this crap, this all could just be pushed right back up into there, and our trail could be way over here and way over there, and it almost looked like the trail, I think at one time, might have even gone, almost could have gone through there, but for some reason it's over here. I'm not even sure why it's like that, but I'm pretty sure this is the main trail anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't move it anyway. I'm happy with it being here. Yeah, because I don't remember ever going through them trees. It looks like you almost could though, which actually probably would be a better thing, because then you wouldn't have to bob and weave so down. Well, no, I take that back. You'd still have to bob and weave. Yeah, because if you come out there, go through there, I don't think you would still have to drive like you're drunk to get through it. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, all this could be picked up and shoved back and keep this all, keep it clean. I think all this crap people still got to walk on. But yeah, this is just kind of it's kind of bullshit. I mean, I'm just kind of tired of dealing with it. I mean, it happens. It's when you got that thing over there that likes to, come up onto our property. That thing. See that thing down there? Come on, zoom in. See that thing right there? That's called a river. And every spring that thing likes to, shoot up out of the ground and overflow into our property. So, yeah. And then it does this. Likes to make a frickin' mess. But, whatever. I'm sure we'll get through this here in a couple of weeks, I imagine. I don't really know. I guess if I had help, it would go a little quicker, but getting other people to help is like pulling teeth. So, you want shit done, you just gotta do it your frickin' self. Well, since I'm doing it my damn self, this is gonna take a little while. But at least we're getting somewhere. I mean, it doesn't look like I've really gotten anywhere, but we're slowly getting somewhere. Next week, if I can get at least this out, or a large percentage of this out, we're getting somewhere. But I definitely have to be done with this by winter. Because I'm not going to really be coming down here too much when it's freezing cold. I mean, I guess I can, as long as if we get like half-inch of snow, I'd be okay. I could still come down here on Big Red and blaze through the snow. That's another thing, Polaris. If you want to sponsor my freaking channel, I've been wanting a snowcat for quite a while, so let's make a deal on that. Let's make something happen. Because I got a wheeler, and I've been thinking about getting a snowcat too at some point in life. Because it would be nice to ride around even in the winter months. I mean, you can do it on this machine too, but you can't really go through. This won't float over snow. Unless the snow is really super hard, then it probably would, but other than that, Big Red's not going to float. So, whereas a snowcat would. A snowcat would float right over everything. Hell, I could probably jump these freaking trees and it'd be alright. But that's another thing too. Maybe players should sponsor this channel as well, because you know what, I've owned your shit for 10 years, and you know, and kind of been thinking about getting another one. I see there's another, I think it's another 550 for sale, close to home. They want like close to $5,000 for it, but it's definitely going to be a no-go because it's got 7,000 miles, and this thing's got 6,000 miles. So that four-wheeler, I think it's just been a riding rig though, it hasn't been a work machine. So theirs is probably not all that wore out, but 7,000 miles is still a lot. I got to put at least 10,000 on this if I can, because getting a new one of those isn't probably going to happen. Because if I got to buy a bobcat, but then a bobcat can do so much more for me too than Big Red ever could. I can move snow with it, I can move bales, I can move trees. It's a multi-purpose tool, you know. That's why I've been wanting one for so damn long. Even if it's a used one, I ain't gonna fucking care. It's gonna get destroyed anyway. But it's gotta have cab, heat, and air. Bobcat. Probably most likely end up getting a wheeled machine. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't really need a radio. I mean, like an AM, FM radio. I don't really listen to too much music. Plus, I'm going to be most likely adding a GMRS radio to it anyway. So, can't really have a radio going anyway, but whatever. But yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I just wanted to show you guys that. I know I fucked around for 30 minutes. I could have been doing this, but you know what? I was getting kind of wore out. So, we're getting somewhere, though. We'll just keep picking away at her. Eventually, we'll get through it, but I got a feeling it's going to be snowing time I'm actually even just done with this. So, whatever. But yeah, I'm just saying, this is why Bobcat or John Deere should sponsor my channel, because this is what your machines would be doing right here. Blazing a trail. I'm gonna blaze a trail right through this cocksucker, and we're gonna, you know, and just give her. Just put her in second speed, wide open throttle. Just, you know, go right through it. Bobcat could do that. Same with John Deere. You wouldn't even break those fucking things because they're so damn tough. I don't know about JCB. I've never had any of those. Not that I'll ever get sponsored by any of them, but nobody will ever sponsor this channel. So, but whatever. Just, you know, this is why. This is why they should sponsor me, though. So I can get shit done, and I could be doing this all summer long, and couldn't really do anything in June or in July because it was just so freaking hot that, you know, you would melt. And it was so sticky on top of that. See, that's where that air-conditioned cab would come into play. You know, it's like I could actually get shit done. But yeah, I don't really want to bring the 1586 down here because I'd pop tires left and right, and not worth it. Just get a skid steer. It'd be quicker and easier and faster and whatever the hell else you want to call it. So, but yeah. So anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.